federal government and Labour to convene next week over new minimum wage. Atiku Abubakar says he will support Peter Obi in 2027 if party decides. And Northeast governors fault federal government for neglecting region. Glad to have you join us on News Now on TV 360 Nigeria. I am Okpeyemi Owusheni. Former Vice President and the 2023 presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, has declared his willingness to support Peter Obi if the party decides to select him as its presidential candidate for the 2027 elections. This statement comes amidst discussion of a possible merger between the PDP and the Labour Party. In a recent interview, the former vice president expressed his readiness to support Peter Obi if the party chooses him as its candidate and emphasized his commitment to party unity and support for the party's decisions. He also hinted at a possible merger between the PDP and the Labour Party. He mentioned that his recent meeting with Peter Obi might indicate a potential alliance leading up to the 2027 general elections. The Tripartite Committee on Minimum Wage is set to be convened on Tuesday, May 23rd, to continue negotiations on establishing a new minimum wage for workers. This follows a walkout by the organized labor on May 15th. The chairman of the committee, Buka Goni, has extended an invitation to labor leaders, indicating that other committee members are willing to revise their previous proposal of 48,000 naira. The letter urges labor leaders to engage with their members and attend the meeting next Tuesday. The federal government has been under pressure after failing to present a new minimum wage before the May 1 Labor Day, leading to heightened tensions with labor organizations. NLC President Joe Ajaero has insisted on the 615,000 naira minimum wage, citing the economic challenges and the cost of living faced by Nigerian families. He and other labor leaders have set a May 31st deadline for the government to meet their demands. The Northeast Governors Forum has convened a 10th meeting in Bauchi State, expressing deep-seated concerns regarding the neglect experienced by the region. In a communique issued by the NEGF chairman Babangana Zulum, the forum addressed the urgent need for the federal government to prioritize the Northeast to facilitate its development. Specifically, the forum highlighted the alarming neglect of the region in the allocation of federal government capital projects, particularly in critical infrastructure such as road and railway networks. The deplorable state of the Enugu-Maiduguri road and the destruction of the Enugu-Maiduguri railway were cited as major impediments to regional trade, integration and national unity. The forum called for immediate actions from the federal government to address these issues and ensure the inclusion of Northeast in all national development plans and initiatives. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Senate has passed the Northwest Development Commission Bill to address the challenges encountered by the 7 states in the region. The establishment of this intervention agency aims to stimulate socio-economic development in the Northwest Zone, as highlighted during the presentation and consideration of the report by the chairman of the Committee on Special Duties, Kaka Shehu, during the plenary session. Deputy Senate President Barao Jibrin, who presided over the session, emphasized that the proposed law seeks to rehabilitate infrastructure in the zone.
The committee, at one of its sittings, deliberated exhaustively on the provisions of the bill. Thereafter, a painstaking clause-by-clause analysis of the bill was carried out to ensure that the bill conforms to normative drafting style as it relates to bill of this magnitude. Observations. In the course of the committee's mark-up session on the bill, the following observations and findings were made. 1. That the contemplation as well as the drafting of the bill aligns with the required and acceptable drafting standards. 2. That the intent and purport of the bill are well structured and are strategically streamlined for socio-economic development of the Northwest geopolitical zone of this country. And 3. That the establishment of the Commission will bring the federal government closer to the Northwestern states, as well as meet the yearning and aspirations of the people. Recommendation. The committee, having considered the proposed bill and taken into account its relevance to the development of the Northwest geopolitical zone of this country, hereby recommends that the Senate do consider and pass the Northwest Development Commission Establishment Bill 2024 SB 90. I so move.
We are all aware of severe devastation that is brought into the northwest geographical zone. Devastation due to Boko Haram insurgents, to banditry, kidnappings, and so on, that have destroyed most of the infrastructure of the northwest geopolitical zone. Senator Alero, I'm talking about this, which is Senator Alero, you are one of the leaders of the northwest zone.
The federal government has disclosed plans to deploy 530 compressed natural gas buses to 6 states as part of the first phase of the implementation of the President's CNG Initiative by the end of May. This was disclosed on the official X handle of the President's Media Center, which detailed the schedule of activities for the launch of the Presidential CNG Initiative across the country. According to the schedule, the stakeholder event will be held on different dates between May 15th and 29th across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. The event for the South-South and South-East will be held in Port Harcourt on the 18th of May, while between May 24th and 31st, the Kojo factory inspection at the Enugu Onisha site will be held between the 24th and 31st of May 2024. Let's now move to Lagos State, where the government has announced an initiative in which it will partner with an international organization to provide opportunities in information and communication technology for 1 million youth. The Commissioner for the Ministry of Youth and Social Development, Bolaji Ogunlende, made this known in Ikeja. According to him, the program will be divided into 4 cohorts and offer different cadres of certificates, including artificial intelligence.
Another accomplishment of ours is the 2023 International Youth Day celebration. The International Youth Day, fondly called the IYD, is celebrated annually on the 12th of August to create awareness about issues affecting youths worldwide. Year 2023 Youth Day was celebrated from Monday the 7th to Sunday 13th of August 2023 with various activities by the Lagos State government. This included environmental sanitation cleanup secretarial complex, the business fair and exhibition, which had in attendance over 100 youth budding entrepreneurs and business owners displaying their goods and services over a period of 4 days during this same week. Roundtable discussion with youth development officers and practitioners on youth work and youth development issues. We also recorded the Business Amplifier Clinic, entrepreneurial classes. This was done over 3 days for over 100 qualified young entrepreneurs, followed by a business pitch contest. The event was rounded up with a grand finale and a seminar where the best 5 entrepreneurs across the state were presented with cash grants ranging from 500,000 to 2 million to aid their businesses and were supported by industry mentors. Third accomplishment within the year that we did fit to mention is the Business Amplifier Clinic. The second edition of the Business Amplifier Clinic was held again for over 100 young budding entrepreneurs in the ICT and technological space. The capacity of these young entrepreneurs with business development, legal and financial literacy skills. The participants were selected from the fields of photography, videography, graphic designs, branding, social media management, development, and website development for a period of 3 days intensive training by industry experts.
Poor collaboration among law enforcement and regulatory agencies is significantly hindering efforts to combat terrorist financing in Nigeria, particularly in the Northeast. A national dialogue that highlights the critical need for improved collaboration and effective strategies to combat terrorist financing in Nigeria to ensuring a safer and more prosperous future for all has taken place in Abuja, and our correspondent Emeka Amako, who was present at the event, completes the story. Concerns over the financing of terrorist activities in Nigeria, especially in the Northeast, have been escalating, as reflected in unfavorable indices from the 2023 Global Terrorism Index. In March 2024, the federal government named 15 entities, including 9 individuals and 6 bureau de change operators involved in terrorism financing, underscoring the urgent need to address this issue. with Nigeria ranked 8th among the top 10 countries with the highest level of terrorism. This engagement, organized by CISLAC, Transparency International, and funded by GEAR ECOWAS, seeks to develop effective mechanisms to track and prevent terrorism financing.
Because many of these arms that are coming, they are coming either from the seaport, or either from the airport, or from the land border. So, which means that we need to, government agencies need to cooperate, need to coordinate, need to support one another with the information to defeat these people that are coming to make life difficult for Nigerians. We cannot afford just to watch and be seeing Nigerians being killed, being sold in their own country.
It is not the work of the ministers alone. It is not the work of the chairman of the anti-corruption agencies alone. It must be a community work. And until it is a community work, where every voice is raised, the society will not be safe. Where lawyers stand for sincerity rather than money.
The devastating impact of terrorism continues to lead to extreme poverty, internal displacement, and the destruction of livelihoods, undermining broader growth and development.
Nigeria is the biggest economy in West Africa. If these countries should be invaded by terrorist acts, the biggest humanitarian crisis will be witnessed by Nigeria. Big brother Nigeria. So it concerns Nigeria a lot. Already, what is happening in the Chad Basin region, Nigeria, the northern side, can attest to the influx of displaced people coming in and out because of the Boko Haram crisis.
Poor awareness at the community level further hampers collective monitoring and timely responses to potential terrorist activities and violent extremism.
If you do not give education to people, and those who are responsible of managing our education sector are diverting the resources, definitely there will be illiteracy. Once there's illiteracy, anything you want people to do, if they are not literate, they will be eager to be there.
Some of these terrorists are funded, by the money made within the system. People go into banditry. People pay ransom, and they go and give them the money. And the same money will shock you, come back, find its way into the system. Same money. I mean, if somebody takes money, naira, to pay for ransom, they don't take it to America to spend. They don't take the naira to Ghana to spend. They don't accept naira there. The money finds its way back into the system. So when we have the technology to be able to track some of these things, then the work will become easier for us to do.
According to the United Nations Human Rights Council, terrorism diverts foreign investment, reduces capital inflows, destroys infrastructure, disrupts financial markets, impedes economic growth, and significantly impacts social and cultural human rights. Therefore, preventing terrorism is highly desirable and should be a top priority for Nigeria to achieve sustainable development. We'll take a break here, but still to come on the news. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger Republic form new confederation after exiting ECOWAS. Details of this and more after this break. Welcome back. Here's a quick recap of our top stories. The Tripartite Committee on Minimum Wage reconvened on Tuesday, May 23rd, following organized labor's walkout on May 15th. The federal government's failure to present a new minimum wage before Labor Day on May 1 has heightened tensions. NLC President Joe Ajaero insists on 615,000 naira, setting a May 31 deadline for the government to meet demands. We also told you that former Vice President and 2023 presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has expressed his support for Peter Obi as a potential presidential candidate for the 2027 elections. Atiku's declaration coincides with discussions of a merger between the PDP and the Labour Party. In a recent interview, Atiku reiterated his readiness to back Peter Obi if chosen by the party, saying his dedication is to the party unity and decisions. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and AVO TV, or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we are TV360 Online.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
Wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other People Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
And on business, in a move to boost foreign investment and improve infrastructure, President Bola Tinubu has assured international business leaders that Nigeria remains a secure and promising destination for their ventures. The president gave the assurance during a high-profile meeting with Chinese investors as the government outlined its plans to foster a business-friendly environment. TV360's Tamilore Akinwunmi has more in this next report.
President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed Nigeria's position as a secure and attractive destination for foreign investment, pledging comprehensive support to ensure the success of businesses operating within the country. This commitment was made during a meeting at the State House with Chinese delegation led by Tan Egan, the chairman of China Railway Construction Corporation (TRCC). Addressing the press, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, said the delegation from TRCC detailed their plans, including the development of the Blue and Red Rail Line, while also reiterating their commitment to continued partnership with Nigeria, discussing financing and upcoming projects.
They are very engaged in the Nigerian economy. They're very keyed in to the infrastructure program of Mr. President, which of course is at the heart of the pivoting towards growing the economy and creating jobs. And they expressed their commitment to continued partnership with Nigeria. Of course, they recognize that Nigeria is a big and important country in Africa. It's important to them and the whole group.
On his part, Minister of Transportation Saidu Ahmed said the TRCC plays a pivotal role in his ministry and they are also set to expand their footprint in agriculture and solid minerals.
The President has reiterated his commitment of this administration to continue to partner with the People's Republic of China to develop Nigerian infrastructure. Having said that, transportation is one of the 8 key priority areas of this administration. And the CCEC has responded that they are going to do more in investment in agriculture, solid minerals, and other sectors of our economy.
The Minister of Works, however, believes that the delegation from TRCC are particularly impressed with President Tinubu's efforts to attract foreign investment and improve infrastructure.
They have very solid confidence in the investment drive of Mr. President and the turnaround, of the economy. And that's why they came, to show their willingness, to deepen their partnership with the Nigerian government because they believe in what Mr. President is doing. And so it was a very huge, success. Mr. President agreed to, support them. The areas they requested for support. And Mr. President gave firm promise that the coordinating minister of the economy is going to further interact with them, and no specifics. And the coordinating minister is going to get back to Mr. President on those specifics.
President Tinubu's meeting with the CRCC delegation underscores Nigeria's proactive approach in strengthening bilateral relations with China, aiming to boost economic growth through strategic foreign investment. Tamilore Akinwunmi, TV360, Lagos.
Still on business, Africa's richest man and chairman of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has said that following the laydown plans of the Dangote refinery, Nigeria will no longer need to import gasoline starting next month. Dangote also said that his refinery can meet West Africa's petrol and diesel needs, as well as the continent's aviation fuel demand. He spoke at the Africa CEO Forum Annual Summit in Kigali on Friday, expressing optimism about transforming Africa's energy landscape. He also outlined progress made by the oil company to ensure that Africa as a continent becomes self-sufficient when it comes to the energy sector. The Constitutional Council has put an end to the dispute trailing the May 6 presidential elections in the country by confirming Mahamat Idris Deby as the winner of the disputed elections. The Constitutional Council dismissed challenges by the two losing candidates to hand Idris Deby the victory, commenting his position as the West African country's elected leader. According to the East African, General Idris Deby, now President Idris Deby, was declared winner by the country's election management agency when he won 61% of the vote ahead of his counterpart, Success Masara, who secured a distant 18.54% of votes. The result has now been confirmed by Chad's Constitutional Council after it was previously disputed by the two runners-up in the election. Still on the foreign scene, Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger Republic have finalized plans to form a new confederation, the Confederation of the Alliance of Sahel States, marking a geopolitical shift in the region. This move showed their departure from their previous colonial ruler France and a turn towards closer relations with Russia. The announcement was made following a meeting of the three nations' foreign ministers in Niger's capital, Niamey, on Friday. Niger's Foreign Minister Bakare Sangare confirmed the finalization of the draft text that outlines the institutionalization and operationalism of the EAES. And finally, on sport, Rwanda has successfully hosted the 2024 International Table Tennis Federation Africa Cup, which placed on participants and officials alike. The event marked a significant milestone for African sport. Nigeria's Aaron Okodri emerged victorious in the men's single after defeating Egypt's Elbeli Mohamed. This next report has more details.
In a testament to Rwanda's growing reputation as a premier host for international sporting events, the recent 2024 International Table Tennis Federation African Cup was widely praised by coaches and participants. They commended the country for its excellent facilities and hospitality, with many highlighting that Rwanda is well prepared to host world-class events.
Africa has been a center point for the ITTF with hosting the World Championships in Durban. And it's good to see that not too far from Durban, there is somewhere that we can host big world events. The facilities, the support, and exactly the volunteers, you know, the people of Rwanda, they usually make up the best part of hosting an event, the people of the country. And we've had excellent thing here, so it's very, very good.
I believe that such a competition is a turning point for table tennis in Rwanda and in East Africa, that Africa could do it all the time and to organize big events like this one and to show to the whole world how much we can do for organization, for our top players to compete with the world table tennis top stars. Especially we are coming soon for the Olympic Games in Paris 2024.
The need for continuous development activities to bring more countries to the forefront like Egypt and Nigeria was emphasized by various stakeholders.
The level of competitiveness of the African table tennis is growing, and now we need to ensure that there are more countries reaching this level that Nigeria and Egypt are showing at the moment. So we believe that with development activities going on in the continent, we can hopefully have more stars from the continent. That's the goal. I mean, not only in Rwanda, but overall in Africa. What we think is that this venue has really the perfect size and infrastructure to host major events, like, for example, World Table Tennis. And the proof of concept that is being done this week hopefully will help to achieve this goal.
A highlight of the tournament was Nigeria's Aruna Quadri, who triumphed in the men's singles title by defeating Egypt's Elbeli Mohamed in 4 straight sets. This victory marked a significant comeback for the 35-year-old Nigerian who had previously lost in the finals of the last 3 editions of the competition.
I believe that I am able to achieve any kind of glory. So I keep working and working, but of course I work harder a lot. I practice a lot of physical fitness, and these things have always been keeping me going.
In the women's category, the winner spoke about the challenges she faced due to high level of competition and her injury.
Yeah, of course, Mariam, Hannah, many other players, they're very strong players. So to be able to win this event was really difficult, definitely. And also to me was a bit more difficult because I was kind of injured before this tournament, and just try to make it the best we can so that I could be able to play. So it wasn't so easy, so I'm very, very grateful.
The success of the 2024 ITTF African Cup in Rwanda not only highlights the nation's capacity to host international sporting events, but also showcases the rising talent and competitiveness in African table tennis. Comfort Samuel, TV 360 News, Lagos.
And that wraps up our news bulletin on News Now at this time. Many thanks for joining us. I am Okpeyemi Owosheni. See you next time.